Hey guys, a lot going on tonight. I want to show you real quick before I say anything else. I never showed you guys. I made 3 cards with the wallpaper art stamp set from Altenew. I did post them up on my Instagram today, but I'll just show you guys real quick. And here's the second one. And here's the last one. Okay. And then we're going to do a real quick run through of all 9 cards that I had for the Simon Says Stamp May 2019 kit. So we'll do that. I'm having a very weird night. I'll tell you guys all about that. I ignore the background noise. Ever since that incident with the coughing I heard outside, I don't want to turn the Netflix off my computer at all because then it's just too silent. And I swore I heard somebody last night also, but I can't prove it. I don't know if I'm just going crazy now because I heard that coughing the first night. And like I said, I'm not one to get scared easily. And then the dog, right before I started this, just started barking out of nowhere like somebody was outside. I went out there and looked, but I didn't see anything. Regardless, the door's locked. Okay, so that's all the cards I have to show you. Now, I don't know why I've been doing this sooner, and honestly, if I could right now, I would get every card and show them to you guys. So many of you have sent me cards, thank you cards for giveaway prizes, cards for Christmas, anytime cards, and I just received a card from a friend and follower along with a package earlier this week. Now, I already hung the card up, but it was really cute. It had this little bunny that looks like it's like tired out, just pooped, laying on its stomach with its head turned towards you. And it says, behold the living train wreck. I'm trying to read it. And then inside it said, hold on. Inside she said she believed she could, but she was tired, so she didn't, which is suits me to a T. So thank you, Tigger Mama. And she also sent me some goodies. So she sent me this little flavor of the month, I think from Scrapping for Less, but it's made by Brutus Monroe. And it says, happy spring, happy birthday, bloom where you are planted, and hello. And I'm excited to have this because I've never used W+9 products before. And it's just a little bouquet. It says, dear friend, from me to you, hello. And then this one, I'm also excited about this because I have yet to own a Gina K stamp set. And another flower, little flower bouquet. You mean the world to me, get well, hello. This one is chili bean soup. It's a jar and it has a little tag. It's got some flowers and it also has a die set in the back. So thank you, Tigger Mama. I'm going to say it again. All right, moving on, guys. Let me just put this stuff away real quick. So, the last month's giveaway of the alcohol inks and the alcohol lift ink pad was pretty popular and a lot of people were excited and wanted to win it. So I decided to once again go with the alcohol inks for a giveaway gift this month. But I wanted to mix it up and make it a little bit different. So I'm going to show you a technique for stenciling or for using stencils that I learned in the Neat and Tangled stencil class that I took in Delaware a couple weeks ago, probably a few weeks ago now. So right here, just to save some time, this is a piece of poster board to see if this technique will work on the poster board. And this is just regular, different shades of regular alcohol ink. And then we're going to do 2 panels together. It's just a piece of Yupo cut in half. First, we're going to put the alcohol inks on them. We're going to do regular alcohol inks on this one and alcohol ink pearls on this one, because we did not use pearls in the class. We were told they wouldn't work. But that was also going on the assumption of what Tim Holtz said in that video that I was telling you guys about, that the alcohol lift ink pad wouldn't work with the alcohol pearls, but it does, depending on the paper you use when you put your alcohol inks down. So let's get started. Just gonna peel this sucker off here. Okay, so about my very exciting night so far. I was gathering all this stuff together because after this video, I have to make invitations for Kelly's, my 15-year-old's sleepover birthday party. And those have to be done by this weekend. And then I was preparing, stamping up some images. I have a paper review coming up for you guys of some paper I wanted to try versus paper I already have. So I was stamping up some images and getting a couple things colored so we could color one thing together on the video, but the other ones would already be colored. Anyway, I was getting all that prepared. Plus I also have to finish this weekend my surprise for the end of the month so I can start working with editing and messing with that, so I have plenty of time to figure it out. Anyway, I was getting all that prepared so I could get it out of the way and do this video with you guys. And Jack started crying. Now Kelly, she's my 15-year-old, she was down here with me because I'm currently on, just 1 second. Just shake these up real quick. Currently watching Supernatural for like the 100th time. I started from the very first season. And I'm almost to season 11 right now. Anyway, and I got a notification today that season 14, which is the current season it just ended, is up. So I'll be all caught up because I missed season 14. Anyway, Jack started crying. Kelly knew I was busy, so she started to get up. And I was like, don't worry, I got it. So I go running up the stairs, which I probably shouldn't have done because I've been having a breathing problem today. And I get to the very top. Now, at the very top of my stairs, right directly to the left, there's a door to the bathroom. And as soon as I got up there, something flew past my head. Now, Jax is screaming at the top of his lungs. And now he wakes up a lot at night, so I didn't think anything of it. And he screams, "What's that, Mama?" And I look. And there is a bat flying around the upstairs of my house. Freaked me out. It scared me so bad. Surprise, took me by surprise. Now, oh crap, I didn't want to use those on here. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get regular blending solution. I don't know if any of you guys have ever noticed this before, but if I try to use 91% isopropyl alcohol on pearl inks on Yupo, it clumps up, and I do not like that look at all. Anyway, it scared me so bad that when I went to stand up right as I saw it, when I got to the top of the stairs, I actually fell ass backwards into the bathroom. And my automatic reaction wasn't to go save Jax. It was to close the bathroom door so it wouldn't get in my hair. So I grab a towel. I have a Jack and Jill bathroom, so there's a door from the hallway into the bathroom, and there's a door at the other end of the bathroom that leads into my bedroom. And my bedroom door is directly across from Jax's bedroom door. So I went around to the bedroom after I grabbed the towel. And I went to tell him, "It's okay, buddy, just hold on a second." And I'm screaming for Kelly to come up and bring the broom with her. And this thing was just going way too fast. Every time I would get a good swing at this thing while holding a towel on my hand, so on my head, I'm trying to do it one-handed. It just wasn't happening. So Callie goes in, she sneaks across, grabs Jax, brings him into my bedroom. And then I'm like looking for anything I can to get this thing out of the house. Now, I may sound like a cruel person. I was looking for like disinfectant or Raid or something I could spray at this thing. We have had bats in the house before, but never this house, which is surprising since we live near the woods. But it was always the house we lived at in the city. We must have had 3 different bats at that house in the 9 years that we lived there. So it just took me by surprise. There is a light in the hallway upstairs. There's 2 of them that come down from the ceiling. And there's the first one that's right by the stairs is kind of hanging down from the ceiling, and it's been like that since we bought the house. We never fixed it. I don't know. I'm going to set this aside to dry so I can do the other one. We never fixed it, probably because it's so high up and it's very hard to reach. And sometimes we have a problem with bees in the summertime coming down through there and getting into the house. We even had a snake in Riley's bedroom once, since I think I told you guys that a few months ago. And I don't know where that came from. But anyway. So Dan had just left for work. He's working the overnight shift. And my son Brian is in Missouri or Mississippi, I think Missouri, for a 10-day training class for the National Guard, so he's not going to be able to help me. So I text my brother, who lives about 5 minutes away, and I say, "Are you busy?" And when he finally texts me back, he goes, "Well, I'm laying in bed, so yes, why? What's up?" It's like, "Well, I have a bat in my house, and Dan just went to work. I was hoping you could come help me get rid of it." And he's like, "Well, what the hell can I do?" Sorry for the swearing. He's like, "Your best bet is to catch it and open a window and let it out." I was like, "I am not touching that thing. I can deal with spiders. I can even deal with hearing mice, even though it kind of freaks me out." Oh, I did this wrong. All right, when this dries, I'm going to show you how we did it in the class. You can do it this way too, but the way we did it in the class was a totally different look. So just give me a second so I can let this dry. Anyway, so finally I called Ruben, my stepson. He lives about 5 minutes away also, and I'm like, "You're not busy, are you?" And he's like, "No, why?" And I'm like, "Can you come over and help me catch a bat?" He shows up 20 minutes later with his girlfriend. She's like, "Where is it? Let me get it." And she says to my stepson, "Don't hit it." She was so brave. Let me tell you guys, I won't even go near that thing, and I got a towel over my head, and she's over there trying to capture it in the curtain so she can wrap it in a towel and bring it outside. I must have told her about 12 times before she left how brave she was. So that was my exciting night. I'm just going to hit this with the heat gun from up above real quick, see if I can get it to dry quick. Oh, it would help if I plugged it in. So that was my night. Kind of like the way that turned out. Anyway, not even Jax would go back to bed. So he's currently laying on the living room floor with Lindsay. Okay, so we're going to take this temporary tape off of here. Now, I'm going to show you the way. I totally forgot about this. I was thinking about it right before I turned the camera on, and I was talking so much. I don't know why I didn't think about it. That was probably why. Okay. So, in the class, this is how we did it. And we did this with Sharon. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And I think she's on the design team for Neat and Tangled. Super awesome person. I follow her on Instagram. So we put this right on a, I'm doing it on the glass mat. You can do it on, you know, like your Ranger non-stick mat. That's what we used in the stencil class. Pour some alcohol solution in there and we ink smushed it like. She said the best way is to swipe it through, but you could also do the ink smushing technique. And it gives you more of a pastel color. And I'm just kind of moving it around the paper. And I think it dries quicker too this way. Okay, so swiping would kind of give you this. And that looks cool too. It's harder for the camera to pick up when it's so light like that, but when it dries, I'll try to give you guys a better look. And if I'm ever too far away, you guys just let me know that, you know, you have a hard time seeing what I'm working on. With that camera above, I really got to get on my tippy toes. See? I'm ruining the other side. I really got to get on my tippy toes to see what's going on the camera. And I try to make sure it's okay before I start. But that doesn't mean that as we move on that it's going to stay that way. Alright, so I like that the way it is. I'm going to leave that right there for a minute while I clean this up. Alright. Excuse my arms, need a little bit of my hand sanitizer, excuse me. But now if you do use one of those Ranger craft mats, I know the alcohol ink dries up on that a lot quicker than on the glass mat. I noticed that was still wet, even though I was ready to wipe it up. Alright, so let's give that a couple more seconds to dry. I'll pull up that alcohol pearls one and hit that with the heat gun real quick. And then we'll get started with trying it out on the poster board. I love watching those pearls move around. Can you see those in there? They're so awesome. That's about all I can hit that. I can see it starting to move. Okay, that one's going to take a little bit longer to dry. I'll hit this one with the heat gun real quick. Alright, let's see here. The very edge is wet, but we'll just give it a second. By now, you guys can kind of guess what's going on here. So now we're going to use, let me get these alcohol inks out of the way. Now we're going to use Alcohol Lift Ink Re-Inker. Not the ink pad, the Lift Ink Re-Inker, which I didn't even know they made until we did this in that class. And just because I can't see it very well on my craft mat, I'm going to use this little guy to pour on there. And you're going to need a blending tool. You can, once you do this once, you can use that foam pad again, but you kind of want to stay with like colors so it doesn't smear into a new project. You don't need a ton. I've got about nickel size amount. And we're going to use this Heart Duo stencil just because there's two of them. That way if I'm using one on this one, I can still have one ready to use on the pearls. You just want to make sure you tape your project down so it doesn't move a lot. I'm just going to use that same piece of repositional tape on the back here. Oh, there's already a piece there. Duh. And then I'll tape, this one's a small stencil, so I'll just tape it on the sides, not the top and bottom. It's just to see if it works on the poster board. Now I tried to do this on the poster board and I put a picture up on my Instagram. And I can't remember if I used pearl ink or regular inks. And when I did it, I did get it to work. It just didn't work as well. Now, it's not going to work in certain spots because I did put foil on here in wet spots when I made this panel. So you don't want to saturate your foam pads. You see how I rubbed it off on the glass mat because you don't want it to seep under your stencil. And you just want to keep rubbing and lifting that alcohol ink. See, I can already see some seeping under there. And I forgot to tape it. Duh. This one's just an example anyway. Now it's definitely working to an extent because my pad is blue. And I started with a brand new pad. And you guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this technique. I thought that every technique I learned in that class was super cool. And eventually, between myself and Corin and Mary, I'm sure you guys will see all of them. We did 2 with Sharon and 2 with Danielle, the owner of Neat and Tangled. Now this won't take as long on the regular Yupo. I know that because I've done it. That doesn't mean that this technique on the poster board isn't worth it, because I'll tell you what, for the price the poster board costs, it's definitely worth it to try. And that's enough for now. It's just for me to show you guys whether or not it works. And I'm going to wipe that off real quick so we can use it. And I'm just going to dab at these. Now I rubbed on that dark one. That didn't work too well. It kind of smoothed the picture in. But over here where I dabbed, there's even the line where I went over the edge of the stencil. I'll show you guys up close. Now where I dabbed, you can definitely see the hearts. So if you worked at it, you could get more ink off. Over here, once I rubbed it, trying to do it the way you use the lift ink pad, it kind of covered it back up again. And there's the line where I went over the stencil edge. Okay, so now we're going to try on this bad boy right here. And we're going to do both sides, just to see how it looks with ink smushing versus doing the regular alcohol dropping. Now this has blue on it, so I think I'm just going to use it again. I'm just going to line these up so I don't get that same line that I got on the poster board one. And I am gonna tape this one so it doesn't take as much effort to hold it down. Okay. A little bit, I'm not gonna do too much, I'm just gonna do a little bit of the Lift Ink re-inker. I'm sorry this is turning into a long video, guys. I'll try not to make it too much longer. Hopefully soon that problem will be taken care of. You don't even have to wipe all the color off. It depends on how much variation and how much white you want to show. If you wanted to use dark colors and just lift off a little bit, you could do that. You could do it any way you want. And look at that, guys. Isn't that cool? I love this technique. So I'm going to take the tape off the back of this real quick. I just want to make sure it's dry before I put the tape on it. Alright, now let's do the other side, and then that way we can make sure that the pearl ink is dry. Alright. Alrighty, let's see what we got left on here. See, there's still enough in there because this is Yupo and it's regular alcohol ink. Comes off so easy on the Yupo. And this was a darker panel, so I'm not going to work too hard at making it white. I just want it to lighten up a little bit. And because these were all in the same kind of shading of color, I just left that same sponge on. And I'm probably going to use a new one for the pearl panel just because I want to see how much ink, if any, it takes off. And like I said, Neat and Tangled had a lot of cool techniques. Definitely check out their YouTube, check out their Instagram, their website. You might want to look into the next classes that are coming up for them. I had a blast. They were so nice and personable. It was super fun. Alright, so let's just get this off and the tape off. Oh, the tape stayed. Okay, so this was the first side with the pale color. That tape mark is there. I'll have to kind of wipe at it. And then this is the side with the darker color. Doesn't that look cool, guys? So we've got that. We've got this one. And now we're going to do the pearl ink. And this is the sponge. I mean, it's not new, but it's definitely washed. So it's got a little bit of an orange tint to it. Alright. Okay, it's dry, so there's no extra color coming off because it was still wet or anything. Where's that tape? Okay. What did I do with the rest of the tape? Is it stuck on me or something? You know, I have a horrible memory, guys. Excuse me. All right. All right, let's go for it. I hope this works. That would be really cool if it does. It'd give us so much more versatility with these pearl inks if it did. Now I know that the lift ink with pearl inks on Yupo paper works. You just have to stamp it like a few times. So you definitely have to have a MISTI for that. Unless you're really good at lining things up repeatedly, which I am definitely not. Sometimes I can't even line it up correctly with the MISTI, guys. I mean, that's how bad I am. Now I used the blue and pink to make purple, so I don't know, because this one wasn't ink smushed and we kind of just laid it all on there thick. That might be another reason if it doesn't work well. I will experiment with it if this doesn't turn out very well and let you know if the ink smushing with it does any better. Now I know I did an ink smushing panel these yesterday. I'll check real quick and see if I have any scraps left, because I did do some ink smushing techniques yesterday for the Simon Says stamp cards, but I'm pretty sure I did those on poster board, not Yupo. Can't wait for the big reveal. I love how it's starting to show layers of like blue underneath. Blue and pink. That's super cool. Alright, well it did work to an extent because that's purple now. Let's see what we got, because I don't want to make this video way too long. Oh, it worked, guys. It worked. Look at that. That is so cool. So it does work with the pearl inks. Alright, let me move this out of the way. I'm just going to clean this up real quick because now it's time to talk about the giveaway for this month. Okay. There's also a new, I noticed there's also a new show coming out on Netflix called Dead to Me with Christina Applegate. Now I forget that woman's name, but she was Meg in Bloodline, the other Netflix series. I loved that series. That show was awesome. And that looks pretty cool, so I can't wait to watch that. And also, the 3rd season of Colony is out. And Colony's pretty cool. It has the woman who played Lori on The Walking Dead. She was also Sarah in Prison Break. And then the guy who played Sawyer in Lost. I forgot his name. Alright. Let's get to it, guys. So this is on poster board with just a regular alcohol ink pour with an alcohol ink smushing and with alcohol ink pearls. So they all worked to some degree or another. This one probably worked the least, but it will work. I was also thinking about playing around with the idea of using Distress Glaze on my poster board, letting it dry and buffing it, then pouring my alcohol inks, because it's supposed to be another barrier. So I might try that as well. Alright, so now the giveaway. So like I said, the idea of the alcohol inks was pretty popular last month. And even after the prize was given away, I had a lot of people comment and talk to me about how they wish they would have won it. They would have really liked to have used it. And in fact, the woman who did win it, Gail, please let me know. I was told by the post office she was supposed to receive that on Monday. This week or last week. She has not received it yet. So I tried to email her the tracking number and I had, she typed in the wrong email or something. I told her to email me so I could give it to her so she could check out where the package is, but she has not answered me. So Gail, please email me. It'll be in this description box for this video. And let me know your correct email address so I can give you the tracking number. I want you to be able to use your prize. So this is this month's prize. Like I said, alcohol inks, of course, because it was popular. And in this set we have turquoise, limeade, and Valencia. So a pretty like sunset orangey one. Lime or green, a pretty green and pretty turquoise. And then we have alcohol lift ink, re-inker, so that you guys can try this technique out and make some cards yourselves. And of course, you can't use re-inker if you don't have applicator tools, although you might want to get, I don't know if the felt, I'm sure the felt will work, it just won't hold as much re-inker. I didn't even realize that when I bought them, these were felt until just now. But you can get foam applicators. And of course you can't try it without a stencil. So I picked up, I hate that the craft stores around me, Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, don't have regular stencils that we use on like cards. This was the only stencil I could find that came close to being something I would use on a card. That was pretty cute. And then last but not least, you can't do the technique without some Yupo. And Yupo's expensive, guys. This was an expensive giveaway gift this month. So I took 2 full sheets of the 5x7 and cut them into 2 panels each. So you have 4 panels of Yupo, on which you can use the front and back at the same time. You just have to be careful. Normally I seal down the 4 sides with purple tape. If you do that, you will have no problem with it leaking around to the back. But I'm also going to give you a couple pieces of poster board. You can either do the technique or you can just do regular alcohol ink pours. You just have to make sure you use the finished side. And you know which side is the finished side because I wrote on the back poster board. So this is the side you don't want to use. And that's it. So once again, you guys will have a week to leave a comment below telling me what you think you would prefer, this technique or regular alcohol ink pouring. Or if you've never done alcohol ink, played with alcohol inks before, also what you would like to see in the next video. And I did not forget about you guys, you know, or an upcoming video, obviously not the next video. I wrote down everybody's suggestions. I have a list sitting right here on my desk of what people want to see. Just a lot going on this month, and I have to do that thing at the end of the month, and I have to learn how to edit to get to that thing at the end of the month. And then things will start getting a little better with me being able to do what I want. So that's it. Leave a comment in the description box below with if you've ever played with them before, which I know I asked you guys about last month, if you think you'll like this technique. And let's see, let's put a fun question in there. Of course, if anything you want to see in an upcoming video, you don't have to do that. You do have to be a subscriber. I have to be able to see that you're a subscriber. I don't always do that, but I am going to do that for this giveaway. And only US right now, please. I can't really afford to send this overseas right now. Something smaller, flat maybe. I think I might do a gift card soon for the monthly giveaway. That way I can give it online to anybody. So I will not forget about you people overseas. As far as I know, the one lady who won one of my very first prizes has not received her package yet. So it's so hard. Even the lady at the post office told me she had never sent a package to India before. All right, I don't want to make this any longer than it already is. It's a 41-minute video. So that's it. Just got to be a subscriber. I have to be able to see it. Tell me if you've ever played with them, if you like them, if you think you'll like this technique. And if you want anything you'd like to see in an upcoming video. I feel like I'm forgetting to tell you guys something, but there hopefully will be another video this weekend. Maybe the paper review video. And I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the notification button or else you're never going to know about the monthly giveaways. Oh, a week for the deadline for the prize. The deadline will be in the description box below. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.